So I think that it's really interesting that all the cases she found involved sanctions against financial institutions rather than traditional criminal actors in the last 30 years. I guess it does make sense to me though, because the way she did the research, she kind of did it by like the amount of money laundered instead of like what laws they violated or, you know, more crime or any kind of other factors that would go into laws. So it was just about the amount of money laundering, which I guess to me, it kind of makes sense that they would all involve financial institutions, because I do think in general it is easier to track the amount of money that was laundered when it involves a financial institution. And along with this, I do think it is easier to launder greater amounts of money when it also involves a financial institution. I just think it's easier than when it's passed like hand to hand with cash. So that does make sense. It does also seem appropriate that these were the results for those reasons, because they involve a financial institution. But I do think it would have made more sense to like add more factors into her research, just to like mix it up, to look at more about the case instead of just the amount of money laundered. I do think it would have made it more accurate representation of all the different types of financial crimes going on, and would have made it more like a wide variety of crime. I do think these did have an impact though on banks and financial institutions in general, with like the effectiveness of their ability to track financial crime and to notice it before it gets out of hand, like to track suspicious activity. I think it has made them need to crack down on preventative measures and pay more attention to suspicious activities, like file more suspicious activity reports. This blog actually was written in 2016, and another anti-money laundering law called the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020 came out in 2020, which is after this article, and it mainly strengthens like previous AML laws like the Bank Secrecy Act, and just requires that financial institutions pay more attention to like suspicious activity, things like that. So I do think that the fact that so many of these cases in the last 30 years that she found do involve financial institutions made it necessary to release another act, and also to just have banks in general increase their monitoring of suspicious activity that is related to like money laundering, and was probably partly why this act was created and ultimately released.